Hi. So last time I shared 4 of my thoughts on how to become positive. And not only become positive, but also live a positive life, even though the whole world is falling down on you. One of the thoughts or one of the activities that I shared was the importance of creating a plan. So many people walks around in life without a plan or a goal on how to reach that plan. If you don't have a goal, then you wander around in a blurry fog where you can't see a path in front of you and you can't see your goal very clearly. Of course, you can still live a life and you can still have happy times, but if you want to stay on a positive track, if you want to stay in a sensation, in a feeling where you feel like you're accomplishing something, then you need a path to get to your goal. When people don't have goals, they become negative. They become very narrow-minded, and they often blame things on other people or other things. They feel like victims. Why does all of these things happen to me? Why doesn't it happen to everyone else? Why is my neighbor better off? Why is my coworker doing it better? Always putting themselves into some sort of a role of a victim, but they're not. But things do happen to them, a lot. Bad things happen to them, negative things happen to them, and that's because they wander around in this blur where they stumble upon a lot of things. Just to keep it very metaphorically, if they wander around in a blur, they're gonna stumble over logs in that way. They're gonna fall down in sinkholes. They're gonna fall over their own legs because they can't see where they're walking. When you have a path, then it's clear and you know where to walk, and there shouldn't be that many obstacles in your way, or at least you can predict them and see them clearly and then avoid them in another way. So when you do have a path, your life becomes that much easier. When your life becomes easier, you become more positive because there's not that many things to complain about. It's all about knowing your goals and how to get there. I don't consider getting married, getting a house and a certain amount of kids to be an end goal or just a goal. A goal needs to be a bit more tangible. For example, for me is that I want to save a certain amount of money within 10 years. That money I want to reinvest to earn more money. So that is part of my plan, that is part of my path and my goal. I'm not saying that you couldn't have more goals than that, but this is a goal that I set for myself within the next 10 years. When I have this goal, then I know what I want in salary. I know how fast I want to rise the professional ladder and how to do it. Maybe all of these things that I want to do doesn't come true, but that's okay. And the reason why you want to make goals is for you as a person to evolve. You want to become something else. You want to be in another place than where you are right now. And it's okay if your goal is changing, because that means that you develop as a human being, and that's very positive. But just make sure that you have a goal and know that that goal can change accordingly as you go along your path. Now, what I do and what I tell people to do when they want to achieve their goals is to, of course, find the goal first. The best way of doing that is to visualize how and where you are in 10 years, or 20 years, or 30 years, or how long you want your path to be. By visualizing really strongly, like you need to visualize your house that you want to live in, the textures of your furniture, your view, who's in there, who are you seeing on your weekends. You need to visualize that very strongly, because then you know exactly which assets you need in your future. I'm not talking about just which kind of house, but then you know what kind of job you need to have. You need to know, then you need how much money you're gonna save. And by knowing that, then you might find out right now that your rent is too high and you need to move where the rent is cheaper. And you need to do that for 2 years, because then you have saved enough money for you to invest in something else that can help you increase your income as needed. I know that I talk a lot about economics, and the only reason why I do that is because it's very relatable. It's an easy subject to discuss because everyone can relate to it. But your goals could be everything. It could be getting a degree, selling your house, moving to a foreign country. It's only up to you. But let me just tell you one thing when it comes to finance. The one thing is that money does not make you happy. I'm absolutely sure, and I know that it makes your life much easier, but doesn't make you happy. And even rich people have their concerns. Even if you're rich and watching this, there's a reason for that, because everyone's life is a struggle. And it's all very relative, and you need to know that. So what you need to do after you have visualized your goals in your path is to write it down. Write it as detailed as possible as you can. And when you have done that, that's the easiest part. When you have done that, you need to, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe even 3 times a week, depending on how strongly committed you are. Do it every night before you go to bed and every morning before you do something else or do your breakfast. Because it will help you be determined in reaching your goals. It will help you have a very clear path, a very focused path, so all other things is not going to be interrupting you. That thing about your friend who said that, that's not going to be a problem. That thing about your girlfriend saying that, that's not going to be as much of a big problem for you. Of course, if you have problems, you need to deal with that. I'm not saying that you should only focus on that 100%. I'm just saying that by having your goals written down and remembering them, it will have you be more focused, and then it will make you not complain so much about everything else. So remember to also be very positive to your peers and your friends and your loved ones, because that's all that matters in the end. When you started on your path, your goals should also change, as I said earlier. So when your goals change, remember to write those down and re-evaluate, maybe every second month. And remember that it's okay to change. It's okay that your goals are changing. Just make sure that you have a goal that's gonna make your life positive. And not only positive in 10, 20, 30 years, but also positive on your way. Because the whole reason to have a path is for you to be focused on positive things in your life, and then blur out all the negative things. Blur out what some colleague said to you last week that you found really hurtful, or what your mom said to you. Do something about it if it's not very good for you. But it's all of these constant distractions that lead us to become negative, because we don't have a clear path. So have your path set, focus on that, and remember to be happy. Remember to make sure that you are good enough. Tell that to yourself and ask yourself, do I want to be who I was yesterday? By that, keep evolving as a person into something positive. And lastly, just remember that every time you read out your goals to yourself, every day that goes by and every time you reevaluate, your path becomes clearer. So don't stress about not knowing exactly what to do right now. Don't stress about how exactly you're going to reach your goal in the next 5, 10, 20 years. Focus on finding your goal. Focus on what makes you happy. When you focus on that, write it down, read it aloud. Each time you do it, your path becomes so much clearer. Trust me, you can do it. It's very simple, and I'll promise you, this makes you happy because it helped me. and it helps so many others that I know of. So I really hope this helped you. Maybe you won't, maybe this is what you needed. That's what I hope, that's why I'm doing this. But if you have any comments to it, please don't hesitate to comment, reach out to me. I will always help.